Happy spring! Happy Monday, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daria, and today's practice, Yoga Bloom, is a celebration of spring. All the elements of springtime, like lightness and brightness, and just that revitalized energy that comes with the new season. All you'll need for today's practice is yourself and a yoga mat. And make sure that you're subscribed to my channel at the end of this video because I've got some pretty fun yoga videos coming up soon. But let's get into it. We'll get started today in child's pose. Coming to the back of your mat, bring your toes together to touch and spread your knees wide, probably about the width of your mat. Crawl your fingertips forward and come all the way down, just letting your forehead, your chest melt into the mat. Right away, we'll start with a deep inhalation, filling up from the low belly, between each individual rib, all the way up to the top of the lungs. And then take a sigh, exhale and release. Let go of any stale breath or stale energy. Again, inhale. Fill up the entire back line of the body. Maybe curl the fingertips an inch or so forward, creating more space along the side bodies. Inhale all the way. And exhale, let something go. Let it be cleansing. Inhale again. And this time, seal your lips at the top and we'll start to cultivate Ujjayi breath. This breath builds heat in the body throughout the practice. So find a slight constriction in the back of the throat and then exhale through your nose like you're trying to fog up a mirror, creating this beautiful oceanic sound. Throughout your practice, use this breath like waves, ebbing and flowing, covering everything in this blanket of your breath that never ends. One continuous cycle in and out. Today's practice explores some elements and themes of springtime, this new season. Things like blooming, blossoming, renewal, brightness, and lightness. Take one last breath here, breathing in bright, new energy. And an exhale, let something go. Press yourself up to sitting on your knees and ground your palms somewhere on your legs or your knees. We'll take seated cat-cows. Inhale. Send the back of the heart forward. Curl your tailbone back. Lift your gaze up high. And then exhale, draw belly button to spine. Magnetize the crown of your head and your hip points together. Curl. Inhale, open your heart. Draw crown of the head and tailbone together. And then exhale, curl it in. Continue moving through these cat-cow shapes. As you inhale, we're compressing the spine so the vertebrae come closer together. And then as you exhale, create more space as you curl. Maybe release the hands and start to just swim the arms back as you open the chest. And then as you exhale, let them come forward, almost like a swan just moving through water. Let it be really easy Really gentle, just waking up the spine and sending some blood flow there. Last breath, inhale. And exhale. Bring your palms down to ground under your shoulders. Tuck your toes behind you. And then wave all the way up and back. Downward facing dog, like a full body yawn. Pedal out your feet or take any movement that your body is craving in this first downward facing dog of our practice today. Notice how your body is feeling and then see if you can soften. Start to de-thaw, getting looser, just melting. Send awareness to your fingertips. Ground each individual fingertip. Stick it down like sticky tree frog hands. And then emphasize the press into the L shape between your thumb and your index fingers on both hands. And now press more deeply through your palms and create more length along the back line of your body, elongating the spine as the tailbone lifts up and back, sit bones spread wide. Inhale, look forward to this space between your palms, and then exhale, travel to the top of your mat for ragdoll pose, keeping the feet hips distance apart, and drape your torso, folding from the hips. Find a really heavy crown of the head, weighted crown of the head, so everything just melts forward. Let this feel really, really good. Maybe sway your torso side to side. Take any arm variation that feels good to you. Maybe interlace your hands behind your back and then lift your palms up and away. Try to, if you're taking this variation, send your shoulder blades away from each other rather than pulling them in together. See if you can create more space between them. Use your exhales to fold a little deeper. And then release your palms back down to the mat. Heel toe the feet together to touch. Leave a sliver of space between the heels. Toes connect. Keep a micro bend in the knees and roll all the way up to stand, one vertebra at a time, stacking the spine all the way up. Head is the last thing to lift. Take some shoulder circles here. Lift the shoulders up toward the ears and then around and back and let them settle. One more time. Lift, exhale, settle, and then bring them forward, up and around. Just gentle movement. Inhale, Tadasana. Ground down through all four corners of the feet. Reach the arms out and up. Arches of the feet are slightly lifted. Firm your quads. Tip your hip points slightly forward. Bring the low ribs together and then relax the shoulder blades down away from the ears. Find some lightness in the upper body and the fingertips. Inhale to grow a little bit longer. Exhale, goalpost the arms and take a mini back bend. Very first one, so maybe it's just a slight lift of the chest and the eyes up toward the ceiling. Inhale, rise, Tadasana, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive down. Paint the sides of the room with your fingertips. Fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Find your longest spine. Energy out the back of your tailbone and the crown of your head, creating one long line with a flat back. And exhale, fold. Step your right foot back. Low lunge, Anjaneyasana, kneeling warrior, drop down to your back knee. And then inhale, lift your fingertips up high. Pull your inner thighs together, pull your feet together, and get light in your torso. Good. Exhale, plant your palms to frame your foot, tuck your back toes, lift your knee, and then step all the way forward, forward fold. Inhale, Tadasana, strong roots into your mat as you rise. Exhale, bring the palms together at heart center. Inhale, Tadasana, get expansive as you rise. Exhale, back bend. Tip your chest and your eyes up and back. Send your hips forward. Inhale, rise, Tadasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back, draw your belly button to your spine, send your weight into your toes and just hover. And then exhale, fingertips down, left foot steps back, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Inhale to reach the fingertips high. And exhale, plant the fingertips, tuck the toes, and step forward, forward fold. Inhale, Tadasana, ground down, rise up. Exhale, bring your palms together at heart center. We'll flow through this Sun A, Surya Namaskar A, 2 more times, connecting breath to movement, so moving a little more quickly. And see how much brightness and lightness, energetic movement you can find. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, back bend. Maybe you start to go a little deeper. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold, like a dance, just moving fluidly. Inhale, halfway lift, one movement into the next. Exhale, step back, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, reach the fingertips high. Exhale, palms come down, step forward, fold. Inhale, rooting to rise, Tadasana. Exhale, palms together at heart center. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fingertips down, left foot steps back, low lunge. Inhale, fingertips rise, find lightness, just hovering. And then exhale, step back up. Forward fold. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, palms together at heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, hover. Exhale, step the right foot back. Knee comes down, fingertips lift, and then exhale, fold, top of your mat. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, palms to heart center. Last side. Inhale, Tadasana, rise up. Exhale, back bend, deepest one yet. Inhale, rise, and exhale, forward fold. Find joy in these movements. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, left foot, kneeling warrior. Fingertips rise, get light. And then exhale, forward fold, top of your mat. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, bring your palms together at heart center. Close your eyes. Take a full inhalation. And a cleansing exhale breath. Let something go. Blink your eyes open and inhale, chair pose. Sink your hips low and back. Reach your arms up next to your ears And remember just to relax your shoulders down your back as your pinkies spiral forward. Send weight back into your heels. Squeeze your inner thighs together. And then, as if you're trying to rip your mat in half, also pull your feet away from each other isometrically. So really lighting up all the muscles in the outer hips, the quads, the inner thighs, everything engaging. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, chair with airplane arms. Glide your arms down and back. Engage the triceps and send your torso down parallel to the mat. Inhale, start to rise, ground through the right foot, and as you rise, hover your left foot up into one-legged Tadasana. Use your hands here like marionette strings, like they're attached to your knee, and let this just be effortless, lifting, balancing. Good. Exhale, press your palms and your left foot forward. See if you can straighten the leg all the way out. Flex your toes toward your face. It's okay if it's not as high. It can be down here. Wherever you are is where you're supposed to be. Breathe. And exhale, slowly, slowly, lowering the left foot down. Let it skim the mat next to your right foot. Bring your arms through cactus position as your leg lifts up and back, and then send your torso forward, coming into airplane pose. Keep a micro bend in the right knee. Press down actively through your big toe and your pinky toe on the right side, and then see how long you can get through the entire spine, back through the toes, out the crown of the head. Inhale, reach your arms forward, warrior three, as you bend your right knee, and then slowly, slowly, slowly step the left ball of the foot down to the mat. Inhale, rise, high crescent lunge. Square the hips, feet as if they're on train tracks. Traction the inner thighs together. Get long through the spine to inhale, and then exhale. Open arm, crescent lunge, twist. Reach over, right fingertips go back, left fingertips go forward. See if you can keep the hips square here as you twist, and maybe take your gaze all the way over the right fingertips. Inhale, take an exalted twist. Bring the right fingertips down to the left hamstring as you reach your left fingertips up high. This motion, this action is lifting up and back simultaneously. So maybe your right fingertips come a little lower as you lift up and back. Take your gaze up to the left fingertips. One last reach, one last effort. So strong. And exhale. Bring the left palm down to the mat. Right fingertips lift high. Low lunge, twisting open. Bending into the right knee. See how much you can press away from the mat, and then twist your heart up and back even more. Tip your left eye up to your right thumbnail. Find more length on an inhale, and then exhale, horizon lunge. Roll over onto the outer edge of both feet. Take your right arm all the way up and over. Feel a nice opening in the outer right hip. Really press your feet together and into the mat, keeping a buoyancy in the hips rather than just sinking down. Keep it light. And now press so much into the left palm and into the knife edge of the left foot that maybe you can just step all the way into side plank Pashistasana. If that transition is a little tricky, always an option to lower down to your left knee and transition just like this. Also an option to stay here for side plank, pressing from the left knee, the left palm into the mat, up and away. Or if you're all the way up in your side plank, maybe take your gaze up over the right palm. The more you press into the floor, the more you can lift up and away like a rainbow. And now, if you're here, see if you can ground both feet into your mat. Bending your knees, send your tailbone, your butt slightly back, and then press through the left foot so much that the right foot starts to come up and away, lifting all the way up, maybe just to here, wherever you are. Press away from the mat and slowly revolve back to a low lunge. Bring your right palm to the inside of the right foot. Step your right foot wide, lower down to the back knee, and take runner's lunge. Just a little rest, a little restorative, yet still active stretch. Option always to lower down to the elbows. You can also play around with this front foot, many different options. Maybe you like to roll onto the side, the knife edge, turn the toes out, maybe step the foot a little wider or keep it more narrow. The structure of everyone's skeleton is a little bit different, so everyone's anatomy is a little bit different. But stay wherever you feel the stretch in the outer right hip. Breathe into the sensation and see if you can notice any points of tension with a sense of eagerness rather than, oh no, I have tension. So it's an opportunity to release. The tension is like opening a doorway into a new sensation, which opens to the next sensation. So never stopping, always continuous. Press back up onto your palms. Tuck your toes behind you. Bring the right foot between the palms and start to straighten the front knee and see if you can glide the right foot all the way back to downward facing dog, skimming the surface of the mat. Good. One last bit of effort on this right side. Inhale to lift the right knee high. Exhale, bring right knee to right tricep, lower down to chaturanga arms, and maybe play around with hurdler's pose, extending the right leg out, and maybe hover the left leg up and away. Wherever you are, just play. If you come out of it, that's fine. We'll meet back in downward facing dog in 3, 2, and 1. All the way up and back. Take a few rounds of breath in your downward facing dog here with open mouth exhales. Release anything that may have come up with some of these challenging asanas. Often in yoga, especially in our culture in America, we tend to put such an emphasis on the physical practice of yoga, the asanas. And just a reminder that yoga is about so much more than getting the pose or getting the deepest version of the posture. So nice to kind of remember that in some of these postures. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, lift up high onto the toes, and exhale, sink your heels all the way down for ball pose. Just a little reset. Give yourself a big hug, maybe bringing fingers away from the floor, or keep them planted for stability. And then when you're ready, bring the palms back down. Lift the hips up, fold. Moving now to the left side. Inhale for chair, sink your hips low and back, weight comes into the heels. Arms go all the way up. Sink low. Use your breath, remember, coming back to that feeling of lightness and brightness, renewal. And then exhale, glide your arms back to airplane, still in chair with the legs, airplane arms. Good. Inhale, rise, this time grounding deeply into the left foot as we bring the right knee up like a marionette with puppet strings attached for one-legged Tadasana. And then on the exhale, flex your foot so actively. Press the hands and the foot forward. It's okay if you're shaking a little bit. Me too. Wherever you are, just breathe. And then inhale, moving in opposite directions, keeping the core engaged as the arms lift and the right foot comes slowly down, hovering next to the left, skimming the surface. Arms come to the cactus shape as the leg starts to lift up and back, keeping the hips square, and slowly transition to airplane pose. Send your torso forward. So we're creating a T shape, one long line from your toes to the crown of your head. Imagine that someone has a string attached to your toe, your right big toe, and to the crown of your head. And they're pulling on both sides, so you're stretching even longer like taffy. One more breath. Reach the arms forward, coming into warrior three for just a moment, and then bending into the left knee. Slowly lower the ball of the right foot all the way down for your high crescent lunge. Arms rise. Let your body settle into this posture. Find the version of the pose that works in your unique body. Relax any tension in the arms, in the shoulders. Just be light and easy. And exhale, open up. Open arm, crescent twist. Sending the left fingertips back, right fingertips forward. So we're opening up to the side of the room that is the side of the bent front leg. So in this case, the left leg's forward, opening up to that side of the room, wherever you are. Again, picture that someone has a hold of your middle finger on both hands and they're just pulling, gently stretching. Open a little more. And then inhale, find your exalted twisting variation. Right fingertips rise, left arm comes down. Maybe it's just really gentle, taking your gaze up, or maybe you go for more of a back bend, keeping a strong foundation as you lift up and back like a rainbow. One more breath. Good. Slowly bring the right arm all the way down. Open the left fingertips up to the sky, finding a twist in your low lunge here. Again, opening up toward the left front leg. Press down through your right palm. Keep a buoyancy in the hips as you twist your heart open a little more. Tip the right eye to the left thumbnail. Then find more length and exhale, horizon lunge. Roll onto the outer edge of both feet, the knife edge. Still keeping that buoyancy in the hips As you reach the left hand back, breathe deeply, opening up through the left hip. Good, and now make your way, whatever your transition is, to your side plank variation. Maybe come down to your knee, or maybe challenge yourself. See if you can just hover and make your way back into Bashistasana, side plank. Left arm rises. Take your gaze up and over. Press through every fingertip. Lift your hips up a little higher. And then maybe step both feet flat to the mat, keeping your firm grounding through the right palm. Send your tailbone slightly back, and then press down through the right foot so much that the left knee starts to lift up high. Maybe bringing the leg all the way up to straight. And then we'll slowly revolve all the way back to low lunge. Taking the left foot all the way to the outside, outer edge of the mat. Both palms are inside the left leg. Lower down to the back knee and take runner's lunge, any version of this posture that works for your body. Breathe deeply and breathe with sound. Don't be afraid of the sound of your own breath. So often, people are really hesitant to breathe with that sound or to make noise with the breath. But especially if you're just practicing at home by yourself, use that breath. Breathe with sound. And now press all the way back up to your palms. Step your left foot back between your hands. Lift up onto your back toes. Start to straighten your left leg. Press through your palms and hover the left foot all the way up and back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, last bit of effort on the left. Kick the heel high. And then exhale, come forward. Left knee to left elbow. Lowering down chaturanga arms and play around with hurdler's pose. Maybe you just stay here. If that's where you are, that's great. Or maybe you shift your weight slightly forward, take your gaze front, and send both legs up and back. If you're done playing, always return to your downward facing dog, but we're here for 3, 2, last one, and lift all the way back up. And back, downward facing dog. Sigh it out. Come down to the knees and just take a couple of breaths in child's pose. Release down. If it's helpful, always remember, no one was born doing yoga. No one was born doing these challenging postures. So all of this takes practice, takes patience, and just remember to have some compassion with yourself wherever you are in your practice. Come all the way out of your child's pose, and we'll move now to sit down on your mat and send your legs out wide. So maybe they come all the way out, maybe you're here, wherever you are, just get a nice stretch in the inner thighs and the hips. Keep both sit bones grounded, and then start to fold forward any amount that feels good. No need to force or push anything. Find that sweet spot between any super intense discomfort, but the point where you do feel a stretch. So the only way really that you can make a mistake with stretching in yoga is to go too far or not to go far enough. So find your personal edge where you feel it. Breathe through any points of tension. Again, just noticing any tension your body's holding without judgment and with curiosity. When we can look at things, accept things as they are, then we can maybe work to grow and shift and renew rather than forcing a change. One more breath. And make your way all the way back up. We'll take cow face pose. So stacking the right knee over the left for the first side. Some of you may be able to cross your knees all the way to be parallel with each other. I'm pretty tight in my outer hips, so this is where I am. And as always, wherever you are is absolutely fine. Keep an active press though through the knife edge of both feet instead of just sinking. Really try to stay active through the feet and see if you can ground both sit bones to the mat. Right here is a pretty intense stretch for me, and you might feel that way too, but you're always welcome to fold forward any amount. Just try to keep reminding your brain to press actively down through the feet. Let your breath, again, just be like a blanket, getting into those tight spaces, cleaning and clearing, a little bit of spring cleaning. Make your way all the way back up. Untangle. And we'll take it the other side. So the left leg will come on the top. Knees are stacked or wherever you feel the stretch. Feet pressing actively down. See if you can square the hips and keep both sit bones planted. Inhale to find a long spine, and then exhale. Maybe start to fold forward or stay up tall and active. You might notice some differences, subtle or not so subtle, between your sides as far as tension or tightness or openness. And that's totally normal, totally okay. And it's just good to be aware of. But try to avoid judging yourself or even any labeling. Sometimes we might feel inclined to say, oh, it's my good side or my bad side. See if you can reframe and just meet your body where you are. Breathe into the outer left hip. Relax your face, relax your jaw, relax the roots of your hair and your scalp. Last inhale. Last exhale. Make your way all the way up. And now we'll roll all the way down onto the back. Couple of final postures before Shavasana. Bring the right knee into the chest. Give it a nice hug. And we'll take half happy baby. So wherever you can reach to pull down toward your rib cage, connect there. So maybe you bring your peace fingers up to wrap around your right big toe, and you can draw your knee into your chest this way.
Maybe this isn't accessible to you, and if not, you can always pull from the calf, the shin, even hands behind the hamstring, wherever you feel the stretch. With every exhale, just let the right knee fall, melt closer to your body. Using the breath to find that sweet release. One more breath here. Release your grip. Draw the right knee into the chest. Give it a hug. And then exhale for supine twist. Cross the right knee over the body. Maybe you need to shift your hips up and over to the right just a little bit. Send the arms out wide to a T. See if you can keep both shoulders grounded as you take your gaze over your right fingertips. Let the right knee surrender to gravity, decompressing, a gentle twist in the spine. Let this feel really, really good and easy. Start to make your way back to center. Bring the right knee into the chest one more time. Give it a hug. And then send it long. Switch it out for the left foot. Draw the left knee in tight. And take half happy baby on the left, whatever variation, whatever version is accessible in your body. With this right arm, you can keep it connected, maybe pull down with this arm too, or you can take it out to the side, whatever you need. Keep the left foot actively flexed and see if you can release the left knee down a little more. Try to relax through the left hip flexor. Sometimes we have a tendency to clench these spaces, but the more you can release that area, the more easily you'll be able to stretch here. One more breath. And now take it across, supine twist, knee into the chest, and then up and over. Shift your hips however you need. Taking the arms out and taking the gaze over the left fingertips. Let your shoulders open and melt. Let your left knee sink a little closer to the earth. Come back to center and bring the left knee in. Give it one more hug and then bring the right knee in to meet it. Pull your body into the tiniest ball. Wrap your forearms over your shins. Lift your shoulder blades up and off the mat and squeeze everything so tight. Tiny ball. And exhale. Release. Shavasana. Spread out on your mat. Take up space. Let your palms be open to the sky, receiving energy. Let your toes fall open. And just drop everything down. Feel your body fully supported by the earth. All the tiny points where your skin is connected to the mat. Let everything settle. Imagine muscle falling away from bone. And let your breath be natural, easy, and relaxed. Let your brain settle into a state of deep relaxation. Let your body soak up all the good energy that you just created. Imagine that your body is de-thawing, slowly melting away iciness, coldness, and finding more warmth, more openness, and some release. Let this process happen slowly and naturally without forcing it. The same way that the seasons change gradually. Stay in your Shavasana as long as you have time for. And then when you're ready, start to bring small movements back to your fingertips and to your toes. Roll your head, rock your head from side to side. Take a big long body stretch, like a full body yawn. Waking up after a long nap. And then roll over onto one side for fetal pose. Let your head rest on your bicep. And slowly, gently press your way back up to a seat. Bring your palms together at heart center. Feel the energy moving between your palms. Sit up tall with a long spine. Take a breath to receive all the new energy that you found in this practice. Inhale, breathing it in. And exhale, let go of anything you don't need anymore. Bring the thumbs up to third eye center and bow forward. Namaste.
Thank you so much for practicing Yoga Bloom with me today. I hope that you feel nice and springy, a little spring in your step. If you enjoyed this video, go down below and give it a like and make sure you're subscribed to my channel because that really supports me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.